Welcome back, YouTube. So these are going to be 3 subtle signs of what it is to be an attractive man and the things that you can look at or look for that kind of stand out being an attractive man, and what kind of, separates you from the rest to determine whether, hey, am I actually attractive or am I not? No, I'm just kidding. But like, for real, if you actually look into these things, I feel like you take a seat back if you've never noticed these things, just kind of look around, see what's going on, and see if this is something, these 3 things are something you notice that are happening to you that are making, you feel like kind of, hey, like, this is kind of weird that they asked me this, or, this is this, whatever. I'm going to get into it to try to explain this to you. But the first thing, people will approach you. People are going to approach you, or they're going to try to start, something like out of nowhere. They kind of will just come to you. You could just be minding your own business, being nonchalant, and you just have this kind of energy of you just sitting there. Something that they were drawn to. Something they were drawn to because your attractiveness almost, as I said, the presence assumes an authority. Your presence, you being attractive, assume that authority. So they almost felt like, hey, this person, like, I don't know why. They're attractive. Like, I'm just going to start talking to them. I know it sounds crazy, but, they come up, they approach you. They start to talk about stuff with you. They start to get into it. And that's the number 2 thing. They approach you. And then second, they start conversation with you about anything, literally anything. It could be about something that's not even a subject. This could be something that's just kind of out of left field, like just kind of, they just bring it up because they see something about you. Maybe they're looking at your physique. For example, I dealt with this. I had a coworker literally walk in my lab, which I work alone. I'm a lab technician. I work in my own lab by myself. He literally came out of the blue, came into my lab and literally just said, hey, I noticed you have big arms. Like, what do you do for arms? Like, just out of the blue. Like, and I had another coworker do the same thing. Just from hearing that he talked to him about me doing fitness, me having a good physique, he said, hey, I heard you diet. I heard, you're in the gym. And he was talking to me for 30 minutes about it, just from hearsay. And I, that could be something like, just relating, but I think that's a telltale sign that something about you, in a no diddy way, obviously, if guys are trying to come up to you, they're obviously looking at you in a way of almost like a leadership role. Because they might see you, they're not finding you attractive, pause. But since you are attractive, they're almost drawn to that energy because they're wondering, well, if he, is a good looking man, then he must have some type of, qualities that kind of distinguish him to be that man. So that's going to be number 2, is they're always trying to start weird conversations, always doing something, Women on the same thing. I have coworkers that this woman just randomly talks to me. I never talk to her. She just wants to say random things and just start conversation. Like, it's something you can see that when you're attractive and this, you're going to see people are going to just start asking you random questions. They want to know all your business. They're just trying to get to know you. They just want to see what you're about. And that's going to be number 2, as I said, is conversations. The third and the last thing that I noticed is you catch staring. You'll catch them staring at you, or you might catch eyes with them and they look away, or you notice subtly that over your peripheral they're watching you, or you constantly see that they're like in your vicinity. That's also another one that goes with the staring aspect, is they're in your vicinity always, or they're trying to find a way to kind of connects. It kind of connects. They try to find a way to, talk to you, and they look at you, see what you're doing. They want to see what you're doing, especially like, pause, as a man that is, I don't even know why I said pause there, but I'm just saying pause, just to say pause. But, as a man, if he catches staring at you, a man staring at you and he wants to see what you're up to, pause, he wants to see like, is he doing this? Is he doing that? Like, should I copy him just because, like, I don't know, he just has this thing about him. Like, I wonder if I did that like him, like maybe if I follow what he does, maybe I'll be attractive. Like, so you start to notice that men will, approach you or try to do stuff like that. Like, I went to the bar, I remember once, and some random guy literally was minding my own business, bro, just sitting there, music was playing, girls were everywhere. And me and my homie was just sitting there, and he's over here coming up to me asking like, hey bro, you're an attractive dude, which, no diddy, obviously, hopefully not. I don't know if he was or not, but anyways, obviously I don't stay that way. So But anyways, he came up to me like, "You're an attractive dude. Why don't you talk to these girls?" Like, I was like, "I don't know, bro. Like, I'm just chilling with my boy, just talking, bro. We're just chilling right now. I don't feel like doing that right now." And he's like, worrying about what I'm doing, bro. Like, why are you worried about me? There's girls there, and you're focused about what I'm doing, bro. Instead of talking to the girls yourself, you know, try to get with one of them or whatever. Talk to some girl, get her number, her IG. You're over here stuck on me, worried about what I'm about to do. And then, you know, he kind of walks away, and then he kind of comes back again and it's like says some weird shit. Like, I forgot what it was, but he just like kind of mentioned pretty much that I was like, bro, you're like that guy. Like, I don't know why you're like, why are you so worried, bro? And to me, that was like a sign. I was like, why is he so worried about what I'm doing, bro? And another example I can bring up is, you know, I was gone for school on a schooling event, and people were always asking every weekend, me and my homeboy, we were always going out, getting ready. They were always asking, bro, what are you doing this weekend? Like, what are you gonna go do? Like, are you doing anything this weekend? Every freaking week, bro. I'm telling you, every weekend they'd be texting me like, what are you doing? Like, always trying to hang with me and him just because, bro, we didn't care. We always wanted to do things. We always were hanging around the girls, bro. We were always doing the stuff that was fun, and we had no problem attracting women. So it was just kind of funny. And when they see that, they almost want to gravitate towards it because they see what you're able to do as a man. It's just such an interesting thing, man. And when you look at all these things, people approach you, they'll start conversations, and they will stare at you. You know, you can bring other little things on, and I'll keep talking about these kind of stuff. You want me to keep talking about it, like and subscribe, you know, put in the comments what you guys want to hear more about of this kind of story time of things I've dealt with, things I've seen, kind of what I've learned about how I've evolved over the years, what I've learned about attraction and stuff like that. Yeah, but these are three of the things that I've noticed, probably three of the main things that I've noticed about being an attractive man that you're going to deal with or you're going to see signs of when you're doing this. So, you know, get out there, you know, trust yourself, just be yourself first off, and, you know, think about these three things, and you'll see I'm not crazy. It kind of adds up. It adds up after a little while. And when you know these things, hey man, you build confidence with it. And that's really all it is. It's your boy Sebzio. I'm out.